And we are back. Hello and welcome to the ESL ESEA Pro League. If you have just joined us, I'm Alex Machine Richardson, and I'm always joined by the lovely, today, Lauren Pansy Scott. It is time for Game 3. It's Titan up against Team VP over on Overpass of all maps. So let's jump on into the action as they have just in the 9th round and determined who gets what side. We're going to be seeing VP start on that CT side and Titan over on T.
Yep, all done, all dusted, all ready to go, and I'm looking forward to this game so much. Virtus.Pro and Titan going head-to-head. You'd say on paper, probably Titan recently haven't quite been to the same echelons as Virtus.Pro, but we saw some real potential coming back into play with Apex in that form just yesterday and Kenny S. So I am so excited to see these guys now playing.
Yeah, me too, actually. It's got to be said that actually we saw good stuff from RPK as well. Always the sometimes occasionally unsung hero of Titan, but yeah, he really has been a backbone, especially on that T side. Very good at being that kind of secondary fragger. As wow, big connection from Pasha there, all the way down long, and in response, Apex turns up with one onto Snacks. As now, what? It's essentially a 4v4, but look at Maniac and Apex's health.
Both so very low. But they are playing utility here. They need to be able to keep into the game to put those smokes and flashes into place, ideally. Otherwise, they're kind of screwed. But let's see. If they do, you could see Existence picking up that P250. You could see them working something out. But Taz waiting it out here. They've actually switched it up, so Kenny will get that P250 with the armor. However, Neo will be the one waiting out here. Existence, on his own, is still looking over towards A. Need to be careful here. They can't really afford to lose him, but Kenny lands the shot towards Neo, opening up towards that B-bomb site, where I don't think there's too many players are waiting. Bialy is one of them. Kenny gets a glimpse. Doesn't, however, land the shot too easily, but Titan gonna make their move.
Yeah, they know one's in upper as well. They're gonna look towards heaven and try and find something as the bomb goes down, courtesy of Apex. Look how low they are all low. There's so little health on those 4 remaining members, and Taz ensures the lack of survival of Existence. And now look at Maniac, Apex, and Kenny. It's all gonna come down to complete seamless exchanges. As Taz goes hunting and finds one, looking for the second as well. He's going to try and find it. Bialy's there, turns up big, and now all onto Maniac. 2 points of health, 3 CTs to find. It's all hope lost for Maniac, as the defuse will come in as well. Oh, he dropped the... I don't think they have time. Oh, he has a kit. Okay. Whoa, no! They don't have time. He dropped the weapon. They just
made
miscommunicated. Oh my god, that was VP's round. They had the kit. And Titan pick up the first round off the back of a miscommunication from Virtus.Pro. You do not see that every day.
So sloppy. That should not happen at all. Oh my god. That's got to be so annoying as well. Maniac played it well, don't get me wrong. He bought a hell of a lot of time there, but from Virtus.Pro's perspective, they never should have lost that. Just shoddy communication just from start to finish. But we are seeing a 4-1 split. 4 players from Titan heading over towards B. There are, Virtus.Pro are investing into this one, but Apex going to be flashed in. They're going to have the gates waiting and open now as Virtus.Pro start to crumble a little bit, but Neo still holding a lovely little angle with that 5-7, going to push back around, get a little bit of cover, avoid at least the nade, maybe not the flash. And let's see if Titan can work their way in here.
Let's do just that. And we're going to be seeing Snacks connect onto RPK. That's big, as already VP have managed to kind of wiggle their way into a 3v3 scenario. Neo and Taz both have armor. Pasha just the scout. This is massive. Just throwing it back in Titan's face off the back of a mistake as well, not letting that one throw them off. And Existence, 34 points of health and 3 CTs to find. He's going to get one into the back of Neo. They weren't anticipating that slow play from Existence. And this is doable for Existence.
He's got 40 seconds. He can make this one hurt. He can go all the way around here. Oh, Pasha's going hunting as well. They know this might be a fake. They're not moving just yet. Existence, though. Going to drop up the smoke. Just going to go towards upper. Maybe he still thinks Pasha's up there. He did have that scout, but Pasha has moved, as has Taz. And I don't think Existence is going to expect this. He spots Taz.
Taz saw him, though. Must have.
He's going to flash out just in case. Nice little flash comes in, but Pasha watching the cross.
So VP managing to dig in that second round after what was safe to say it should have been. It was their round in the first, so they're kind of that's a bit of a redeeming round for them, for Virtus.Pro. And they're going to be able to put some rifles in their hands as well. Just Neo, who's probably going to opt for, I was going to say an SMG. He goes for the MP9 of all. Going to be doing good stuff with that small investment. Of course, just 1,200 for that one.
I like it as well.
It's good. It's an easy way to put 2 kills and you've got 1,200 for the next, that's big.
I like it. But looking at Titan, Tech9's smokes, they've got a plan in mind, but I don't know how much they're going to get through this, especially those SMGs up close. If Neo has his way, it's going to hurt, and on the B side, all is clear. Taz there just hopping up and down, keeping eyes on mid, but the push is coming in now. Snax has fallen back, and sadly for, I believe, Maniac, he wasn't expecting Snax to be holding that, but Pasha's gone down, and maybe we're going to see another change of events. This is unbelievable. Every single round going the way it shouldn't. Don't buy guns, you'll lose the round. Stick with Tech9s, they'll get you through. But Smoke's now coming to place. RPK going for that old standardized plant, and let's see if Virtus.Pro can retake this.
They've got armor. This is going to be difficult. This is going to be all down to RPK's communication there. Kenny's probably going to be able to call that out. Go for the pick on towards Bank. Does. Taz now down, and Bialy, he's got a decision to make, and a decision to make quickly. He's possibly going to go down, takes existence with him, and now he's just on the run. As this is confusing. This is so VP should have won the round, then didn't. Then Titan should have won the round, then didn't. And now VP was supposed to win the round and didn't. So we are just going back and forth, tit for tat, just as Lauren said. And Apex is probably going to take that AK out of his hands as well. Oh, damn! 7 points of health. Bialy getting away, and RPK on the hunt does finally scoop that one up.
But does he get the AK? Yes, he does. Brilliant stuff from RPK. So they do at least keep an AK in their hands without having to repurchase it. So RPK will be able to keep a little bit of money building later into this game. But as we said, back and forth, all of these rounds should have gone to the other side who won them. So already a crazy start. And you can see it being reflected a little in the economy. No one's great for cash. No one has a lot to work with. It's a bit of a thrown together affair for Titan as well. But now I fear, what if Virtus.Pro bring it again? What if they find a way back in this? They've got armor, they've got a couple of guns, and Pasha's got the scout.
Yeah, we're going to be seeing Snax go aggressive. I mean, you see this anyway on the CT side, but he's got the pistol, and that's something we're going to be seeing really, hopefully, favor him. You can see he's gone aggressive towards that fountain area, just sitting central in the smoke. Elsewhere, though, Taz pushed out through connector. Here he goes on towards fountain, and Apex is going to shut that dream down. As are we going to see Titan win a round? They should be the first.
I'm not putting faith in it yet. I don't know. They still haven't really gone anywhere. That's the thing. They took down one of the players who pushed up super aggressive.
Yeah.
Pasha's scout's been recovered by Neo, so all the elements are still kind of in play for Virtus.Pro here. They just need to get the kills more than anything, and it's a good way to start it off. They're all quite low. Someone just has their day with a 5.7 or P250. Like that, this could start getting a little bit hairy here. Taz is going to get himself a gun. He's got to be a little bit cautious. And he is! Just follows up to RPK. What is going on now? And look at Bialy coming in big! Existence now 1v2. This game is unreal. Taz, lock it down now. Let's keep the train going. Let's see what he's got. Spots him out. There's Neo. Doesn't get the shot off, but he will come in with a pistol. It's down to 8 points of health, and it happens again. What is this game right now?
I'm so confused. Everything you know about CSGO, throw it out the window, because you have to not buy weapons to win rounds.
And that was such a good starter for Taz then as well. Him able to pick up the AK and follow it in towards RPK, leaving the rest to be funneled in towards that Bialy big play with that 5.7.
Just look at that again. Like, this back and forth. It's not seen every day. And now, what can Titan do as they're going to try and return the favor to VP? Just
surely not.
Four sets of armor and a couple of Tech9 P250s.
They really shouldn't be able to here. This is not even a joke. They really shouldn't be able to. There's a full buy against them now. There's no shoddy weapons.
They're boosted as well.
Snax just going to be able to peek through in towards toilets and just take that spray down. Maniac and RPK do 4, and this should be a better round. There we go. Finally, things have fallen into place, and it's down to Snax, picking up 4 then, and keeping this one true to trend now. So 3 rounds with Virtus.Pro to begin with, and 2 in the hands of Titan. Now we're going to see them go back into a buy. Now for the T side, they're a little bit shoddy, actually, tell a lie. Still only 2K, 2.9 towards Apex and Maniac. They're going to be a little bit struggling for funds, and they're back on the Tech9s.
Well, things seem to be calming down. That's just one round, let's be honest. But we are going to be seeing now a couple of little less armor for Titan. A few Tech9s, though, against that AWP of Pasha. Let's see what how this round goes in favor of Titan. I don't think there's a chance of it this time. They are doing the same connector play they like to do before. Of course, Snax shut that down with a bang previously. Taz readying himself with the smoke. He's just going to be waiting to hear those footsteps. Yes, now his teammates are going to make the call. Nope, it's all going to be about that A site. Smoke comes out to kind of slow them down. I think all you need to do, and Titan is going to try and snatch some weapons out of the CT hands.
Not committed yet, though. They're really not pushed in. There's still a minute on the board. They could still do something else, but actually Kenny just goes that step too far into the sights of Snacks. And now RPK Maniac going to start looking, try and pick up the avenging kill, try and pick up the gun that's in the game, but Pasha denies. Neo finds one. And sadly for Titan, they're not really getting close enough to put those Tech 9s and P250s into use.
Yeah, last one picked up by Neo just with a pistol, putting it back into that pistol-bearing team. And so 4-2 then the score. As we are now finally going to be seeing an AWP in the hands of Kenny and up against Pasha. I don't think we'll be seeing the AWP v AWP. I mean, you know what? In contrast to kind of what we saw with Cajun B from TSM, he was very much an aggressive play on towards that B site. Pasha, however, does seem to prefer long or bank or anything on towards that A site.
So, let's have a round with Kenny here just to see what he can bring with that AWP. He's a great impact player to watch, and he does do opening kills alongside Apex. So these two, certainly someone to keep your eyes on. But look at this aggressive play from Virtus.Pro, not giving up A at all. They're going to take over long. 3 players being quite dominant here. And looking to just deny any sort of information towards Titan. Those smokes are still in play, and this has become very, very difficult, very, very fast for Titan to get anywhere.
Let's see how this one shapes up then. Taz going aggressive, and that is prime positioning. Picks up the double as Titan crumble. Apex in existence now deleted. As Kenny returns the favor. One onto Snacks. Is he anticipating this push? He is. Neo, he's going to be able to catch him here. The molly makes it clear, and Kenny's just going to go hunting and finds it. That is true Kenny style. What AWP change, he says. There's now 3v3. See if he can find a third. There's Titan. They have managed to kind of clear out toilets. I don't know whether they're aware of that, but they have managed to eliminate that kind of mid-CT threat.
3v3. There's still Pasha up here, bearing in mind. He is still in the game. He still has the AWP. You just heard it coming in there. You heard it rattle off a shot, and now we go into Pasha's eyes. Let's see what he can achieve. He gets called out by Maniac. That was sloppy. And now Taz and Bialy got to put it together, but they cannot achieve that with the likes of Kenny. Just hitting shot after shot. Bialy now last man standing. 1v3. Bomb down. This is almost impossible. Yeah,
we've seen him in a very similar situation before. He just took the one frag and backed the hell out. See if he's going to take a similar approach again. Finds Maniac. That may be a little inkling of hope, and he's going to start hunting for this one. The plan is perfect, though, and Titan are not going to let this slip away. Or at least not without a fight. RPK shows his face. Kenny's there as well. That's going to be his 4th of the round, and that's going to be a solid round there from the Titan scope.
And looking at the scoreboard already, it's starting to shape up to what we expected in that previous game, with Kenny S and Apex doing very, very well on their T sides. We saw those two just absolutely smashing it on Inferno in their previous game against Flipside. So watching these two do well early on, only 8 rounds in after that bit of a switch up back and forwards, that's perfect. So hopefully they can keep this up going forward. And for the Virtus.Pro side, they're still solid enough. They should not beat 1 by 1. Kenny was allowed to do that, and you should never give him a chance.
I think that's going to be a bit of a motto for any team playing against Titan at this point. As we're going to take a slower pace, as they're going to enable Apex and Kenny to go hunting towards that long toilet area. Snacks once again boosted up. He did great stuff with this, but the last time that was against just the pistols. Now a fully bought up Titan, probably not going to fall for the same trick twice.
Well, you say that. You never know.
Kenny was trained on it last time. He's kind of pushing balloons now, pushing party. Oh no, backing away.
Let's see what he can do here. He's still very cautious of long. Virtus.Pro aren't giving up much information. They're keeping their cards close to their chest. And actually, now they're going to have to back up a little. Snacks does come into play. Oh, and he even saw Existence. That's going to be great. He knows where he is. He should have adjusted. He didn't expect him to make it through the doorway so quickly. Existence going to punish him there. And now the 3 remaining Titan players are going to struggle towards these bomb sites. They're down in numbers, and Existence so low on HP. It's not going to be an easy one.
Yeah, not at all. And even Taz just going to go give B that backup plan on towards B. Bialy's there as well because they realise...
Did he just see him? Did he just catch a glimpse?
I think not. Neo shakes his head and steals the AWP then from Titan's hands, as that's going to be well out of their grasp. As Existence backing away. RPK trying to do something, but Neo just connects a few shots and then returns the favour. And now with just 10 seconds left, Titan are going to keep what they can and wait on till the next round. 5-3 then the score. And Virtus.Pro, they kind of, the only trouble they seem to have is when Kenny and Apex get an opener. Snacks gets the opener, they're solid. And it's going to be kind of intriguing to see what Titan throw in response to that. as this is a very shoddy buy. Just the saved AKs, and going to try and back them up with a few nades, and actually you're going to be seeing a full head armor and nades from Apex as well.
So, can they find a way to build this in? It looks like they're going to be heading over towards that B site. 2 players splitting off, however. And Bialy might be the man to just kind of wait and say hello on the other side of things if they go for a fast play here. Existence is looking for it with RPK, so 2 quite powerful players here, but not your entry fraggers, not your classic players who'd start this one off for Titan. So, might have to switch things up here. Already the fire comes in. Oh my word, Maniac taken so low just from that one little bit of spam coming out. I believe that's from Neo, so great stuff to start with. 1 minute still on the board here. And Titan not in a rush. Titan not making things fast, no snap decisions, but look at Long. There are so many players pushed up here. Already Snacks kind of getting a little bit of control. Pasha not too far away either. And sadly, little did Titan know they're there.
So, Titan going to try and do something, but Neo's already going to shake his head again. He just seems to have no problem peeking into Kenny. He picks up another frag, and now Titan, just these few pistols, the 2 rifles in the hands of Existence and RPK are going to continue to hunt, and this is quite reminiscent of what TSM was structuring for their CT side on this map just yesterday. Taz on the rotate, see what Snacks is going to bring from Long, as well as Pasha is there, just using Long as a defensive tool. He's going to be finding 2. Finally, RPK shuts him down, but Snacks is there for the return, and now all on Maniac. That was never going to happen. 6-3 now the score, and VP seem to be able to shut down the initial kind of shaky start for both teams. Now we're seeing the rounds go the way they should.
Exactly. Virtus.Pro looking so much stronger. Now they have those weapons to hand. Now they have the setups working perfectly. And Titan just struggling for money. They don't have much to work with at all. Down to just pistols. And I'm just going to see where they're going to play towards. I think they need to just kind of discuss things. Find out what's going wrong. What they feel are the issues. Because it was working at the start. They were getting in their faces. But then it just kind of stopped. Everything kind of, I don't know, ground to a halt. And they didn't seem to really understand where they wanted to take it beyond this. So now, Taz. In a nice little aggressive positioning. So
what we did manage to catch there was Snacks off spawn, threw a smoke to just cover Taz's cross there, and then bought a molly. So they basically, that was really nice to see VP. They've worked that out straight from spawn, Snacks enabling Taz to hide in that corner. Didn't choose to stick with it, but a nice neat little tidbit there from the VP CT strat book. And now Titan, this shouldn't go in any way their favor. See if they can find any sort of rifles to build an attack off.
The main issue being that there's absolutely no control over Long. That's the biggest problem right now. You can see Neo's going to be once again in the great spot. He can just try and buy a little bit of time. Going to put down the molly on that side. Going to peek out towards the left. And it's just rinse and repeat. Pasha, not even challenged, doesn't need the AWP. He's just going to go out with the pistol and does what he can. 2 players now left. We've got Apex and Kenny. But I don't think they can even get the bomb down here. They have recovered a gun. That doesn't get put to use. Apex falls, and a nice, clean enough round for Virtus.Pro, keeping 3 alive and picking up the AWP back again.
So this is where we're going to see Titan with some weapons. Not sure they can script together an AWP. Maybe you're going to go for the glass cannon. In fact, no, RPK is going to give it to Kenny, and he's going to opt for the no armor. As that kind of shows Titan's priorities in this round.
Interesting. Forward RPK.
Oh. And we didn't get to see it. They're doing their same smoke again. Taz throwing that one out this time.
You can see the power of the flashes, though. That gives them so much early control. Kenny just couldn't see them pushing down towards that middle area. They can't really do much about it. Kenny's going to back away. I think he's got an idea that they might be trying to get a little bit of control somewhere. And Neo actually picking up the AWP here, joining Pasha in that AWP-ping duo. 1 minute and 15 now. Virtus.Pro have a lot of the map under control, in their eyes, in their sights.
This is very aggressive.
And it is.
That control of middle.
And it's a good way to do it. It just really makes Titan have to work for every single pick. And Snacks getting a little bit spammed out. Doesn't even move a muscle, though. He's confident. He's feeling comfortable about this. But they know there's more players coming. Neo's going to have to rotate back. It looks like it's coming down towards A. Bialy already waiting. Titan just aren't having the easy approaches here.
Yeah, Neo is going to go in for another one. He's going to go for a second pass. He gets a second frag. He's going to find the third. He's jumping down. He does. What is happening? Finally, Apex puts him in his place. And now it's going to be a challenge for him to find another. Not going to happen. Bialy too quick on the trigger. And now Existence has got very little hope for this round. 4 CTs remain. And they're still really just wondering why they don't put the AWP in the hands of Neo more often. As Bialy's going to wrap that one up. 3 for Neo, 2 for Bialy. And Neo was so quick there. The opening frag as well, going aggressive, he pushed right up the stairs of Connector to pick that one up. Close quarters with the AWP. And we're going to be seeing the double AWP for the first time for VP. Second time. Second time? Of course, that was the last round. Yeah. For the first time. You're right.
You're
we
okay.
We did
I'm a little worried about you right now. I'm not going to lie, Alex. You seem a little tired, you know? A little tired, not so fresh. Anyway, Titan going to be pressured early again. No control. Look at this, though. Like, straight away, half of this map is just... Or even more than half. That's all that Titan get. This tiny little area of very little is just all they have to work with. And now Virtus.Pro going to back up a little bit. Say, okay, well, we know where they're starting to work. They've taken control along. Okay, let's see what they can bring now. Snax is there, and Snax delivers. Takes down Apex, and that's the entry denied. Nothing to be followed with. Kenny actually getting a good little shot through, but just down to a pistol, can't make that impact.
Going to be tough for Titan to pick up anything extra now. It seems the VP have kind of hit their stride. As Taz finds another. His pistols are going to be no match for the AWP of Pasha, as he's going to be able to wrap up the final 2 frags to bring 9-3 home, securing VP a very comfortable CT start.
Yeah, Virtus.Pro are going to be so comfy with this. Considering they had such a rocky start at the back and forwards rounds, this is much nicer for them. And scoreboard-wise, everyone's performing well. Lowest is 9, highest is 12. It's not a big disparity. And on the other side of things, Maniac very quiet, Existence quiet, but they're just not playing well. They haven't had a great deal of money to work with. And now Kenny is going to be the one again to be asked the question of, can they open it up? Can they find a way in here? Will Neo go aggressive again? And he is. Look at that movement, just bunny hopping across, hop, skipping a jump. And he wants to get this kill. He wants to challenge. He's got the flash. He's put down the smoke. 5-7 right next to it, just comes around, sprays him wildly, gets nothing out of it, and then will get himself out scot-free.
Jeez, he's doing damage through the smoke there. He's actually brought Existence and RPK down to a pretty difficult amount. Now, Titan, already pretty heavily battered and bruised, at least 2 of them are. Going to be caught out by Neo, who is just constantly applying pressure to Titan, making them second guess where they want to push. You can see they're kind of lingering around that T-spawn as they're like, I know Neo's there, but I want to go. Kenny is going to choose to challenge. And Neo, confident, lying in wait. Apex trying to bait out the shot. That's not going to go to plan. It's actually RPK, tell a lie. They're going to go pressuring, and Neo is going to go down. That is just a ball-to-the-wall maneuver from Titan. They need to apply pressure, and they do. Maniac picks up his 4th frag of the game, as he's going to be now looking for more. 3 VP members are on the rotate. Taz, it's all on you. Maniac gets another. He's doubling his scoreline, it seems. As this is going south for VP and going fast. Wow, just the 1 for Pasha before he goes down. And that's going to be a very, very important round for Titan.
Massive round, but it took Maniac to hit 4. It took him to hit 4 kills in that 1 round. And, well, Virtus.Pro can buy back into this. They're still okay, you know, money-wise. They've still got enough bank to do stuff here with. They've actually gone for the double AWP, and why not? Neo's performance with that AWP has been beautiful to watch. He got overwhelmed in the end, but individually, perfectly fine. And we're seeing on the other side of here as well, Existence and Kenny picking up the AWPs. And I just can't wait to see this one really unfold. We're going to see the double AWP action. Existence taking the more passive approach, maybe waiting to see if Neo will go again for this sort of cheeky shot. And he's considering it. He's thinking about it. And Existence, he must have seen the feat, surely. Oh my god, he doesn't! And Neo comes into play again. What an impact player. And both of them on both sides of the maps doing the damage they need to do. That is just brilliant stuff.
That is, I mean, there's no other word for it. Brilliant there as Pasha just narrowly missing the shot on towards that player in line. It was Apex who gets away with his life for now. But wow, they know he's going to be there. They actually put an AWP on Existence just to try and kill Neo, but Neo outsmarts and out-aims Existence to pick that frag up. Now, the 3 Ts are going to be brought down to just 2 as Snax chimes in with 1. RPK quick on the trigger, though. As back and forth we go. This is going to be another one for Apex. To the line, it was actually RPK picked that one up. Neo misses the no-scope. This is good for Titan. These boys may very well pick up a 2 versus 4, made difficult, though, by Taz.
And now Apex 1v2. I don't think...
Where's that bomb?
Oh, bless. That is... No.
He's just going to have a picnic.
I think that's all he can do. There's a nice little baguette down there.
Oh, that looks good.
Might as well just go and have a little see. Unless he can do something incredible. Let's see. 20 seconds remaining. Might as well go for this. Maybe that little bit of time has brought him down to 1v1. It kind of has. It was an error. But, oh, he's not even checking the site. Bialy's still there. And Bialy will wait it out and do what he needed to.
Damn, you saw my face there. I've got to come back to camera. I was just like, damn, that was close. If that bomb had been just a fraction closer, Apex would have had a little bit more freedom to try and work through that round.
I just don't think he expected someone to still be on the site, to be fair. It's a shame. He tried to get a little cheeky plant in, and, well, he was close. No cigar. Anyway, looking at Titan now. They could really quite do with this round, if I'm honest. I wouldn't say this is just a pure CT map. I think we're just seeing Virtus.Pro playing really well when we've got Neo just kind of going to town and Neo doing it again with Bialy helping him out this time, though. And now Apex, Maniac in a dire situation.
Wow.
It was clean from the start. They got him just locked down in that tunnel push. And this is just a poor showing from Titan at the moment.
Yeah, Maniac's just going to be stuck between a rock and a hard place with this Galil. And even more smokes to delay him. He's going to be able to take a frag home with him, but that's all he's going to be given. He's got his party bag, and he's trying to get out as he has just 4 HP left.
That's not the best place for a bomb, is it?
That is not ideal. Not at all. As he realizes he can do very little here. He's just going to kind of admire the graffiti, the street art here, as that does wrap up half number 1 in this best of 1. 11-4 the score. I need to stop saying that because that's as poetic as it sounds. 11-4 the score. I'm just getting back to rapping. I can't stop. That is a very strong half from VP. Titan struggled to find a way in. The few rounds they picked up. Let's not forget there was a few VP slip-ups. One, of course, coming to mind with that defuse.
Yeah.
So Titan, maybe lucky to have the 4.
Very lucky, if I'm honest. They shouldn't have even gone that close at the beginning. This should have been a much cleaner game. And Titan just really not making those impacts once they got those guns in their hands. I believe we'll be jumping back into this any second now. I get nervous when my game doesn't decide to crash out, so we'll have to wait and see if it decides it wants to stick its way through. But putting this very simply, Titan need this pistol round. There's no two ways to say it. This is a very clear-cut thing. Virtus.Pro get it, they'll just be able to power through. They already have 3 bits of armor there. We've got Taz with that utility on board as well. And let's see what they can make of this. Can Titan find anything here?
Whew. They've probably got a bit of a shaky memory of that pistol round VP. Let's see if they can make something happen now. This Maniac's going to cast his eyes over towards one. It was Pasha. As long as there's still so many beats just playing Ring Around the Roses around the tree. And he's going to just put one into Neo. Very solid play for a Maniac with a USP. And Snags is still hungering for it. He's just holding that crouch key, and rightfully so, because RPK and Apex are there to back him up. And the firing line, the French firing line, is going to strike once more. Maniac again. That's 3 for him.
What is with Maniac in these pistols? We remember the game not too long ago with that 5-7 coming to play. The game on Train even before that. Hey, if there's a play you need to secure these pistols, at least they've got that. Now they need to convert it further. Then they need to follow this. We know that these boys can turn it on a dime, but RPK will close it out. Bialy goes down. And Titan, well, should I just say Maniac?
Yeah. Well, Maniac was, quite that. He was exactly a Maniac in that round with the pistol. No problem there whatsoever. And that's going to put him quite happy on the score. But let's not forget, he was about 2 to whatever it was. He had about very few frags halfway through the first half. And just turned it on. Now, 3 rifles. That suggests Titan want to be keeping the T side at range here. And a P90 for RPK.
Oh, this could be a disaster. Virtus.Pro running right into where these boys have pushed up. But that's just going to try and check that smoke. Leave Snacks to go a little further forward. Existence having none of this. He doesn't fancy that one. He's going to try and adjust around a bit. Take the fight elsewhere. He finds Bialy, which is good. Flash comes in to help him out a little, and he will follow up. Neo goes down. Oh, a stunning shot from Existence there. Absolutely beautiful P250. Now Pasha, he gets 2, but 2 is not enough, and Titan will convert the second round in the second half.
Yeah, RPK managed to recover the M4, so all is not lost for them. But still, FAMAS is down, P90 down. And we're going to be seeing how their economy shapes up. I assume VP are going to keep this one as bare bones as they can. And this should be a guaranteed round for Titan. Should, of course, being the operative word here, as we've had no lack of surprises in this game.
I think that's the biggest one, isn't it? It's all been turning upside down. But this should be an easy round. There's no armor with Virtus.Pro. They've only got 1 P250 in that. That is their only investment here. That's coming out from Neo. So maybe if they can get a plant, it would be quite good. Yeah. I think that's probably all they'll aim for, but this should be a nice clean up here for Kenny with Existence, who does actually go down, but Kenny there will be the end of this one, I can imagine. And there we go. Cleans it up in the end. Nicely played out, and Titan bring this game a little closer. And now we see the testing point. Can they withstand against the gun round?
This is going to be intriguing. Of course, that does mean that Kenny's going to have an AWP for this round and VP not. So we'll see what he can do with that.
Yeah.
And again, I just keep seeing that name Neo. I wouldn't be surprised if he picks it up on the T side, considering the form he was on not too long ago on CT. But let's see how this round goes then. Kenny heading towards long. Nothing going to be given to him, as it looks like VP have got their eyes and their hearts set on a connector/B push. Unless, of course, Snacks finds something towards that toilet side.
It would be Maniac waiting. I'll buy those toxic barrels.
Early, Molly.
Yeah, very early. Maybe expecting a faster play. Maybe the two players over by mid were just making them think it was a little bit faster than something before. You can see the smokes coming into play now. The one towards upper, one towards the back of sight. Counter flashes though coming into place, and Neo already finding Maniac. Apex going to just put himself amongst the wolves, and he's going to deliver. Comes out on top, gets one, gets two, not the third. Pasha stops him, but once again, it's Pasha left in a dire situation, and the nade from Kenny will land at his feet. And Titan pick up the very important gun round in the second half here. Oh,
that was crucial. That was going to be the real test for Titan. And now, seeing 8-11, this game is all to play for. We finally have a little taster of what Titan have for us on CT, and we now know this game is going to be a bit of a blockbuster. It was a bit of a question mark when we saw how VP performed on their CT side, but now 8-11 is a good sign of things to come for both sides. We'll see what VP have got in store for them once they get weapons back in their hands. Of course, we only had one example so far of a fully bought up VP. I say fully. Of course, no AWP for Pasha. But let's see where this one takes us. No armor, just a few nades. VP going to be hungering for a plant. I think that's going to be their primary objective in this one. As Kenny's going to just shut the bomb carrier down. No, Pasha, you are not going to sneak up long. And now VP, I mean, their mission's going to become a bit more difficult considering just how far they have to go just to retrieve the explosives. Exactly that, and Kenny knows it. And whether or not he's going to stay there, doesn't matter. He's called it out already. They know their initial focus. He knows so much so early on in the existence, and getting a little bit of information, getting a little bit close. And that's actually Snacks he got very close to there. But there's already 3 players around this site. Already put in 3 players here. It's quite a large amount to be that present. This is going to make it very hard for Virtus.Pro. And existence looking like he wants to take the fight towards them. Easy double comes in. Nicely done. And so just Taz and Neo left to be mopped up by the Titan side. And they do have the bomb, but that's going to... I mean, what? If they flash their way in? No, Kenny's going to deal with Taz and Neo respectively. Apex is there to mop it up. So 9-11 then the score. And we have to see what VP do now. They have weaponry in their hands. They do have an ult for Pasha now. I want to watch this. I want to see. Yeah, this is going to be interesting. Because Pasha likes to go long. He's been playing long the whole time. So is Kenny now. Thought you clapped again. It was a click. Oh, it was a click. A little different. Okay. I wasn't sure. I didn't know if that was like the next adaptation of it. I need to quickly write down the score so I don't say it all the time. The score. Anyway, casting tips with Alex aside. Look at this, a little bit of a change here from Kenny. Getting himself up onto the ledge. And Pasha's not far from this. Pasha's just down on the other end, so they're not far away from each other at all. I really want these two to have a fight, but Kenny is going to back away. He's not going to outstay his welcome there. Play a little bit deeper towards the side itself, and with 1 minute left, it makes sense. He doesn't need to stay out there. He could probably make a shot, but then if they're stacking out, he wouldn't be able to sustain unless he hits something somewhat of a miracle. And Pasha this time, just going to look for a little lineup here. Just going to drop out. And there's, look at this little boost. Who is that? Is that Apex? Oh, and look at this angle. That was lovely then coming through. Slipped off existence. There we go, back up. And that is a perfect view towards those toilets. And no one will pre-aim that. Absolutely no one. And actually, just as they start to move, it does actually drop down. But existence can close this one down. And now it's just Pasha alive. 1v3, I don't think he's in much of a position to change this one around, but he might give it a good guy. A good guy, a good go. Huh. I think he caught a glimpse of someone there as well. Yeah. Did see the backside of existence. Taking it slow, taking the frag. And while he retreats, can we just take a moment to appreciate the M4 of Maniac? I haven't seen that before. Do you like it? I'm not so sold on it. I haven't seen it before. It's like it's one of the new ones. Yeah, Icarus fell or something. Yeah, I think. Oh, he's not going to get it out for us. Jesus. Oh, wait, he's got the bomb down. Hold on. Pasha's got the bomb down. Oh, slow down. No wonder he's rotating. And he can actually do this well. He's checking up, but he's just spotted one. That's Maniac gone. Icarus may have just fallen, and this is just... Oh, that was so close to working that out. But RPK eventually did take him down with a bit of a
peach of a shot, but my God, that was close.
And we need to stop writing these teams out, these rounds. Every time we think it's a done deal, these guys just keep surprising us. 10-11 now, the score. Let's see where they choose to take it from here. We are going to be seeing a distinct lack. No, there is going to be. There's plenty of money for for Kenny. Now, still yet to see a T round for Virtus.Pro.
They are struggling. They've been getting close, but as you noted then with Pasha, they've been getting very close, but just not quite close enough. Molly and the Smoke going to buy a lot of time down towards those lower tunnel pushes if they fancy it. Apex push up quite far actually on A-Long. Going to back up because Pasha is there. And now we see the slightly more methodical rounds, slightly slower rounds, but Maniac really hunting, and Titan are actually pushing up quite far. We saw Apex pushing up quite substantially onto Long. We saw Maniac doing the same, and Virtus.Pro just sitting back and going, all right, if you're going to push us, sure, we'll sit there and pick up these kills.
So, from here, Titan are going to just try their best to keep the VP guys away from the side. We aren't seeing too much aggressive CT play from Titan. They're quite happy on the side, especially when you have a boost like this. Of course, an investment of 2 players, and Existence and Apex are actually just going to keep resetting to this boost if Existence does actually choose to crouch. And it's interesting that they choose to kind of constantly go on and off, not holding the angle. Apex deciding he wants to go aggressive. It's because he has the flashes from Existence to aid his way in, and that's going to be one on to be on. I think he caught a glimpse of another as he's going to molly his way out of this one. Trying to light them up, and not going to happen, but Existence is there to return. Bomb now loose as the bodies keep dropping for VP. He's in pressure from behind. Neo's there to back him up, and Kenny and RPK have got their work set out for them.
They really do. They were far away. Kenny getting himself in there early, but 15 seconds left now. The bomb is down, and Kenny just gets a peach towards Snacks, but it's still a 2v2. They still have so many elements in play, and one of them is Pasha, and Pasha now needs to deliver 1v1. He needs to get this shot. The bomb defuse comes in. It's RPK again, standing in his way, and now Pasha holds his nerve. He waits. Steely resolution pays off in the end, picking up 2, and finally getting that well-needed round for Virtus.Pro on that T side.
Like, Pasha, his mind there must have been so calm because he heard the defuse. He didn't see anything from RPK. RPK gave him nothing, and he just assumed that he wouldn't be holding that. Very smart play from Pasha, and he is going to be the individual to finally claw the first round home for VP.
Massive play. Massive, massive play then. And 2 rounds in a row, he's been individually getting so close to this. Yeah. On that T side, but Titan showing that they do have a strong CT side here. They do have something to be taken note of. But look at this play, very aggressive stuff coming out of mid, and Bialy's going to greet that with a smile. Apex the only one to really find anything from it, and they're trying to hide those guns away. But who was that on the other side? Oh, Existence came a knock-in. Sadly, Taz had the bigger gun, so Virtus.Pro will pick up that round.
So, off the back of that one, Titan going to be lacking much economy. We're going to be seeing a couple of P250s, and that is all they have. Got to be said, VP suddenly going to be looking a little bit closer to that 16 mark. They picked up 2 back-to-back. Titan going to probably see this one slip away as well. It's going to put them on the 14 mark, and then it's going to be, again, that kind of pace that Titan need to find again and find it fast. Because, I mean, let's be honest, how many back was it back-to-back? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 back-to-back for Titan.
And it looks like Virtus.Pro just want to gain control of Long. There is a double stack down towards Connector, and it looks like Titan are aware of this. They know what's going on here. They know where they're heading. But then again, this will give time for Virtus.Pro to be able to change things around.
Fix has got aggressive, and it does net him some reward. He's going to be able to scoop up the AK as well, giving him a bit of a more prominent arsenal to try and find something. As who is that lurking T as well? Bialy, just away from his teammates. We're going to maybe try and catch Apex off on the rotate. Existence is going to be being a bit of a sneaky sausage, making his way around behind. And if he kind of picked up the pace, he could be able to catch Snacks and Neo, but looks like VP is starting to make some leg room through Toilets and Long. And with 28 seconds, they're going to have to try and get a bit of a wiggle on.
Certainly do, but look where these boys are heading. They've had enough. They're not going A anymore. They read the situation well. They took the time, and now they should be able to take the plant as well. Bomb goes in, and there should be no one to really hold this. Pasha A little bit of an extended duel with his nemesis of the moment, RPK. But now the rest of the T side just need to lock this site down.
Yeah, and they're going to do just that. Just 2 remain. And Apex did have the AK. He's going to be the one who's potentially going to be able to put out the most damage. And him and Kenny, side by side, are just going to drop exactly that, one by one. Not going to find the head of Bialy as that one comes to a close. And that's going to be 14 now on the board for VP. And this is a strong CT performance from Titan. You can't take that away from them. But as soon as VP start to just pick up one round, we're going to be seeing a whole lot more follow.
Well, this is the thing. Now Titan need to be better than this. They need to go back to that form instantly. They cannot allow any sort of bumps in their road. They've got to be so smooth here. And they need to ignore those last couple of rounds. So they let it slip a bit. They've got to pick up where they left off. Nice flash comes in from both, equaling things out. Now, Titan need to not allow this to happen. Taz and Bialy going to go walking in towards the site. A 1-for-1 exchange. Not the end of the world, but that's not good. Bialy getting the double there. Titan now left in absolutely dire straits. Bomb going to be put down as well. Bialy doing the dirty work as well as the damage. And those 3 players for Titan better pull off a miracle.
Yeah, this is not going to be easy. Made even more difficult there as Pasha does connect onto Kenny. Apex does go for a last-ditch attempt with 2, and that's going to be 15 now for VP. Just 1 away, and a whole lot of match points for them. Titan with a real struggle ahead of them, and that money does not make things easier.
And look at these rounds, just back-to-back wins for each team. And now it's come down to the point, just because Virtus.Pro were that little bit stronger on that CT side, a little bit more well-rounded. There's just not enough time to work with anymore. It's all kind of come down to this. And Kenny down with a CZ. Maniac, a 5-7. Not much to be done in this. Surely not going to work out, but we are seeing, again, this early control. They like to try and get this. Existence. Ooh, things are heating up there for him a little bit. He's got to be cautious of that. The T side aren't there. And sadly enough... What the hell is going on? I do not think this is good.
Oh my, Kenny's levitating right now. He's a superhero.
Rip.
You know, people say he's kind of godlike. I didn't know he could quite float.
Oh, it's a gift. Look at this guy. Flying through the airs with the greatest of ease. I do believe GoTV is down.
That is not ideal.
So I would assume that Virtus.Pro probably won this.
Yeah, hitting my spacebar isn't going to make it come back, I'm realizing.
No?
No.
Sorry, we can just enjoy, like, astronaut Kenny is like, I must go, my people
taking
need
off.
me. Yeah, GoTV is done. So whoever said that delay, nice. Nice.
Well, I mean, that does conclude our game then. We can conclude that the VP prevailed. Titan, they had about, what, 1 rifle and some pistols left. They only managed to pull it together. So not a massive surprise the VP managed to pick that one off. A little shame that we didn't get to see it kind of actually conclude.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's an answer to the question. If VP have got a strong overpass, it seems to me that they do, especially once they started getting the ball rolling. Yes, Titan made it difficult for them. But, like, as soon as Pasha had an AWP and felt comfortable, they had control of long. They felt better doing a lot slower play, especially on their T side as well. So good to see that shaping up for VP. That does conclude our 3rd game of the night, but it's not done yet. We have so much more to bring you, and I say so much more. It's Dignitas Flipside. This is going to be a real interesting one, but considering Flipside are right at the bottom now.
Flipside are desperate for a win here. They need
really
points.
Bad.
There's no 2 ways to say this. They are struggling beyond belief. When Penta is starting to pick up wins, when Hellraiser is starting to get those wins, the question is going to come, how long can we just withstand with Flipside? A team that should be better than this. They should be stronger than this. And we need to start seeing that very soon.
Yeah, it's going to be played out on Dust 2 of all maps as well. And we know Dignitas have got some pretty big tricks up their sleeve for D2. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how that one plays out. It does mean, though, it's once again time for a break. It won't be long as the players are already loading into the server. So don't go anywhere, and we'll see you soon.